Okay, so just making the last part of this tutorial here for you. Once you've got your wires taken off of the button, however, in this particular instance, I was just planning on, we're going to do this while the button is still in the metal panel. But essentially, what we're trying to do is take out the micro switch from one button that's bad and put in a good micro switch from another button. But once you've removed the quick connects and your button is basically looking like this, as far as what you can see from looking at the underside of your top panel of your arcade stick, you should see these little holes on the side of it. And what they are is it's actually part of the plunger, and you can see it moving up and down as you press the plunger. Now you want to take the same tool that you use to remove the top panel, being a 3mm Allen wrench, and go ahead and take it and poke it into this hole right on this little piece that was just moving, and you're going to slightly push it in and up. You can even push the whole end of it in there and kind of get some leverage and push up in that direction right there, and you can see this piece moving. But sorry if I got it off the camera there, but long story short, once you push this in and up to a point where it kind of will stick and stay in place just a little bit, kind of like it is now, you can then either go to the other side and do the same thing on there to push that side in and up, and your ultimate goal is to just kind of push it up enough that, so that it's sticking up. That was a bit, probably more than you're going to be likely to get, but even if it's just up, say this much, at that point, just go ahead and grab the top plunger here and pull and separate it from the button. So now here's the inside of the button, which you'd be able to see from the top, but we're still going to be looking at the bottom side of it because we're leaving it in the panel. And the next part is going to be removing the actual micro switch. Now on the micro switch, you can see on the side of this black part, there's a little raised area here, and on the opposite side there is one right there. Now you can either use the same tool that we just used to pop out the top piece and remove the top panel with, or you might be able to do it with your fingers, or a flathead screwdriver will work. But you want to press those tabs in right there into towards the black piece, and as you're pressing it in, push on the micro switch, push it in towards the button like you're trying to push it up into and through the button. I've got that part started there, so let me just kind of turn it around here a little bit, and on this side I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to push it in while I'm pushing up, and you just heard it pop out, and when that happens, your micro switch will come out of the button. And that's what actually goes bad in these things. And so basically you're going to go through this whole same process on another button, probably the one on the far right side, the one that's used for like your 3-punch, your 3-kick button. If you are looking for a quick fix, since you probably don't use macros very much, those the last 2 buttons on these 8-button joysticks. But anyways, once you've taken the good micro switch out of the button and you want to put it back in this one, simply, you can kind of see how when you look inside of the button, the hole here is a little more rectangular than it is square, and there's only one way that this micro switch will fit in there, and you can kind of see it's more rectangular than it is square also. And so you need to drop it into the button from the top, just like so, and that's the way that it goes in. Basically, those holes that we poked the Allen wrench in the beginning, those holes should be perpendicular to this little cross piece here. This cross piece here should be pointing to these little wings on the side of the button that keep them in place on the case, so they don't, slide out. But anyways, once you've got it lined up and kind of dropped in that rectangle, simply, just push it in. It just snaps in place, and you're done. And then same thing with this top piece here. Find little pieces that you poked on in the beginning to remove the plunger. Look at where the holes are. Okay. Once you've done that, line them up like so. Kind of just gently push down on this, and there we go. And once you do it, you can push in. You might have to twist it a little bit left and right, but boom, it's back in there, and everything's fine. And you should now have a perfectly fine, good working button.